Hey there, my name is Daryl Corner. Some of you know me by John Wick, and I have three other pages: The Racism of America and Black Wall Street Talk. Then there's another one where I put poems and different things on there, Daryl B. Corner. So check me out. But I would like to share with you something that God had blessed me to do. And it is phenomenal because the first time I did it 4 years ago, before I came here to Texas, Missouri City, I went on a certain type of diet. And I don't call it diet because the way I was eating is the way that we should eat. But this country has us eating all kind of garbage: carcinogens, steroids, antibiotics, preservatives, coloring, and so on and so forth. When I was in high school, I did a paper on food additives. And so what they're adding to the food is making the food poisonous. People, you must educate yourself. You must educate yourself so you will come to some knowledge and you can come to some sound decision making so you can stop eating the garbage that they're selling us. We ate candy, all kind of candy when we were kids and so on and so forth. Ice cream with all type of garbage in it. And we did that for years, and we get older and we get sick. Oh yeah. People eat meat like it's the last thing on earth, and they're catching colon cancer, brain cancer, so on and so forth, sugar diabetes, and all of these other ailments that we are getting from the foods that these industries are selling us. They call themselves feeding a country, but they're not feeding a country to make a country healthy. They're feeding a country to make us sick. And that's what's happening. You need to see it, my people. You need to understand it, for my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And I tell you, where there is no vision, the people perish. So you got some learning to do if you don't know. And if you do know, you need to do what you've learned, which is to stay away from the carcinogens, these poisonous foods that they're giving us. So some years back, perhaps 6 years back, I went on a certain eating habit, and I lost about 30 pounds in 1 month. After that, I started eating chicken. And I can eat 3/4 of a rotisserie chicken and not gain weight. And yes, after that 1 month, I would go to LA Fitness and I would work out. Oh yeah, keeping my weight down and looking good, looking and feeling confident. That's what it do to you when you lose weight. And a lot of you saying with that weight, oh, I look good, I'm confident. I lost a little bit, but I'm still fat, but I am confident in myself, and that's okay. But just think, if you just ate the right things and lost the rest of that weight, and which inspired me, all of this, to write a little booklet called Kiss the Fat Away. Keep it simple, stupid, kiss the fat away. And yes, and so there was a lot of things I put in that, but in any case, I began to eat vegetables of all kind. And I ate a few fruits, but it was mainly vegetables in the evening after work. In the daytime, in the morning, was some tea. At that time, I was still consuming sugar, which is volatile, and we need to stop eating that white cocaine garbage. Oh yes, poisonous to our system. Is destroying our gums, and our teeth. it's just destroying us. And so when you catch sugar diabetes, the sugar affects that adversely. So I was eating all type of vegetables and things, and I would take spinach, fresh spinach, and blanch it in the skillet with some olive oil. And I would sometimes put onions there. And I would get some mozzarella cheese. Back then, I was eating mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese comes from milk. Milk comes from the cow. And the cow is full of carcinogens, steroids, and antibiotics, preservatives. And that stuff is killing us. So, yes, I would put mozzarella cheese on it. And I wasn't eating bread, so I bought tortillas, and I tried to get the low sodium kind, and now they have the spinach and the wheat. And so yes, I was indulging there, and I was eating my spinach. I would even do cabbage. I would cook that cabbage on top of the stove, put onions in it and bell pepper, put that between the tortilla and put some cheese on it and munch on it. So delicious. And yes, I was making cabbage, cut that cabbage up, put some black pepper on it. And then sometimes I would put rosemary and black pepper on it. And most delicious. My sister said it was the best cabbage she ever had. And so I was experimenting and just eating vegetables and lost in 1 month 30 pounds, up to 30 pounds. And so, yes, after that, I continued. People was telling me, oh, you losing weight? Are you on drugs or something? And I didn't pay them people no mind, but I thanked them anyhow, because I had a chance to tell them what I was doing, losing weight, exercising. I make deliveries. And so between the deliveries, I was doing jumping jacks and push-ups. And so, yes, that was one thing that I did about 6 years ago. And I moved here to Texas, Missouri City, and I gained 25 pounds, or maybe 30, trying to start all over again because my marriage had ended, and so on and so forth. And so, yes, started eating, and you got to be careful because, you know, your surroundings will affect you. And what they eat, you will eat. But you got to get some strength not to let what other people do influence you. So after a while, I got my peace back. God gave me my peace back. And there were different times I went on fast. And so this last time, before this year, I went on a 5-day fast. And God blessed me out of that fast to go on a smoothie diet all year long. Oh, yes. Doing smoothies, fruit smoothies. I do vegetables. I blend everything. I blend my beans. I put cloves of garlic in it and onions and all of these things. People, whatever you eat, my people, look it up on the internet and look at the nutritional value and look at the health benefits thereof. It would astonish you. And so, yes, you are what you eat. If you eat potato chips with salt on it, and these Pringles, you can't classify as potato chips because they're manufactured to look like potato chips. Yes, and other garbage chemicals they put on there to preserve it. Listen, you have got to stop eating these things, the candies, the cupcakes, the cakes. And so if you lowered your sugar even and made healthy cakes and cakes without a lot of garbage in it, it wouldn't be so bad. But what we've done throughout the years is indulged in that garbage to the highest levels of eating. And we would eat those chips and eat them cupcakes, them Suzy Q's and them Twinkies. Remember them Twinkies? And we eat all that garbage. Drinking the sodas. And I had met a woman, and she liked ginger ale. And ginger ale was one of my favorites. It just seemed like ginger ale got so much better in taste. And so I was drinking that stuff, and my blood pressure began to go up because it's full of sodium, people. not only sodium, but syrup, sugar, syrup, and other things that are work adversely against our bodies. Yes, and our temples are the temple of the Lord. And you got to be careful what you put in it to preserve it. You want to be healthy, to do something for God, to even do something for yourself, you got to eat healthy. So yes, I came here, I began that smoothie thing all year long. I'm doing it now, and I've been on it all year long. And guess what? Just like before, eating the vegetables, I don't crave for garbage foods. My body don't crave for garbage foods, okay? What I want intelligently, I choose to eat healthy, and my body works with me. My intellect, my conscience works with me to eat the right things. And when I get a little hunger, guess what? I control that. It doesn't control me. So when I go to work and they're feeding the people the food with the gravy on it and the mashed potatoes, don't bother me. The steak or whatever else that looks so good and is so tasty doesn't bother me, because I am in control. Because I am on a journey to lose weight, and I've lost about from 20, maybe 25 to 20 to 190. That's 30 pounds. And I'm going down to 185. And so I can lose more fat. And I want to get rid of all the fat. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I've started lifting weights so a brother can look good for his girlfriend and look good for myself. And so it feels good to look good. There's a confidence there. There's a focus there. Your mind is clear. And yes, you don't carry anxieties, because when you're eating that way, when you're eating a bunch of garbage foods, anxiety is telling you to do that. Oh yeah, stress is telling you, go appease yourself. And so you go and eat something that makes you feel good. Yeah, so you're deceiving yourself. So you, once you start eating good, you won't want that stuff. That's what I tell people. After into the second week, you won't crave for ice cream, Snickers bars, paydays, and Reese cups. Those were my favorite. Sit up and watch TV and eat that garbage. Getting this big old stomach. Yeah, I had a big stomach and the legs were small, but that's the deception. You look at your legs and somehow psychologically you deceive yourself thinking that you're still small. You're not small. You're big. You're overweight. Your clothes are big because you're big. You got to go buy big clothes. That don't look good. Trust me, that doesn't look good. What look good is when you slim down to your natural body weight. Yes, and you start doing some exercise along with eating right. And once you do this, you won't want to leave this. This is a lifestyle, people. And so I'm still going on with this smoothie thing, and nothing can stop me because I am focused. And a lot of people don't want to hear, leave that meat alone. But once you look at What the Health on Netflix documentary, yes, you'll see what they're doing to the cows. You'll see what they're doing to the pigs. I don't eat pork, but what they're doing to the pigs is nasty and despicable. And they're feeding cows soy bean and corn instead of feeding the cow plant life. See, the plant life has the best protein. That's what I've just learned. I'm learning this stuff. It has the best protein. So yes, you can build muscle with plant life. Just eat your vegetables. Not only plant life in the sense of collard greens and the different vegetables that we eat, but the herbs. The Bible says that the healing of the nations is in the leaves of the trees. And here we are, we flocking to the medical field for medicine that can't help us, that can't heal us. Now, they got medicines that'll lower your blood pressure, but you got to be careful because some of that blood pressure medicine will dry your kidneys up and you won't have none. They'll stop working on you. I've seen it. I've seen saints, sister fall out in church because her kidneys is messed up and so on and so forth. So if you keep eating the way you eat, something is going to happen to you because what you are digesting is chemicals, volatile things, poisonous things that they're using to preserve food so it can have a longer shelf life. You go into the store, it's been sitting there for 2 weeks. Okay, when you buy the last one, they're going to restock the shelf. And it has the same chemicals in it so it can stay there long enough until you get to the store to buy it. So you got to have some common sense here, people. Trust me, you are interwoven in eating meat. You think meat is your life source. Guess what? It is not. They tell you the best protein comes from meat. Guess what? That's a lie because the best protein comes from the plant life. The cow eats vegetables. Okay? But these cows are not eating vegetables. So they're not getting the plant life. So they're not getting the protein they can get from plant life that when you eat it, you can get protein. Oh, buddy, you need to look at the in defense of health, in defense of food. In defense of food. You need to see that on Netflix. And there's a lot more, and they're exposing these industries that are hurting a nation. Baby, brother, sister, darling, cousin, uncle, aunt, my brothers, my sisters, stop eating the garbage. Learn about what you're eating. Learn about the additives that they put in food. Okay? For whatever reason. Yes, I worked for a company that was putting the stuff they put in dead bodies to preserve it. They were putting it in food to preserve it. You got to learn. Yes, and so yes, I've lost weight and I'm building muscle and I'm going to lose more fat so I can build more muscle and look good. So that's my goal and I'm maintaining that. I don't need to eat bread. These people, these industries, they got you eating bread. They're putting butter and margarine on bread. And you're just consuming all that fat. It's the fat that's causing us to become sick because the fat gets in our bodies and close up our receptivities, the receptivities that receive the strength, the sugars and convert it into energy. It can't get in if fat is clogging it up. That's where sugar diabetes is coming in at. Oh my God, you have to see this, my people. You have to learn what it is to eat right. Once you start doing this, you'll keep doing it because this is the way you should do it. So yes, after I go back to eating meat, hopefully if my finances is right, I'll be eating organic meat only on the weekend because as you can see, as I have found out, I don't need meat every day. I don't need meat to grace my stomach every day. The devil is a liar. The devil cometh not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. And he's doing that in every phase of life, on every level of life, whether it be the communications, the airways, whether it be TV, whether it be the food industry, whatever, moral, ethical, he's destroying a nation. And people, listen, this sugar and this salt, go get you some sea salt and use it respectfully. Go get you some Himalayan salt, the pink stuff. Use it respectfully because we never needed salt as much as they were giving us. And the more we ate, the more we diet on it, the more we ate. and we thought we was making the food taste good. You put too much salt on food, it doesn't taste good. You living off of salt. A little dash, the real chefs, they'll use a little dash of salt. That's all you ever needed. But these companies, they want you to flock to the stores and buy this garbage that they're selling us with all of these chemicals that makes us addicted, so we want it more, and more. Oh yes. And these same money-making companies got us smoking cigarettes. I've never smoked, but people are hooked on cigarettes like that's food. Hooked on it emotionally, like that really make you feel good. You can't even run up the steps after smoking 3 years, 2, 3 years, 4 years plus. You can't even run up the steps because your lungs are clogged with nicotine. That's what I call it. It's nicotine, but I call it nicotine. It's offensive, them cigarettes, and people smoke it like it's going to take them to heaven. But I tell you, you're going to stop one day. One day you will stop. Oh yeah. When you die, you will surely stop. But don't wait till then, because what you need is a better quality of life. You want to feel good while you're living. So you got to eat good and eat right. Stay away from so much drinking, people, because the drinking is destroying your liver. I've seen young people die from drinking because they get hooked on the addiction of drinking. And I watch people say, well, I don't have no habit. But guess what? And because I drink light, occasionally with dinner. Trust me, these people are lying to themselves because they gotta have it. If you're drinking on a small level, you gotta have it because it's addictive. If you're drinking on a higher level, consumption, you're addicted, obviously. But the people that are drinking it on the lower level of consumption, they think they can live without it. But I'm here to tell you, they can't. Because as soon as stress comes, anxiety, they have to go wind down. Oh yes, it is obvious to me. When I moved here to Missouri City, I would go out with my sister. She had a red wine, and that stuff went up my nose. I made another covenant with God. And with God this time, the first time to not drink, I made the covenant, I guess, with myself, whatever. And I told God that I would never drink. And so, because it was destroying the people around me. It killed my father, destroyed his liver, had my sister acting like a crazy person. And then my younger brother, and he drank and he act like a stupid fool. And so, yes, everybody around me, including neighbors, they're losing their hair, they're losing their vitality, their visage was depleted of strength, because that's what drinking does. It depletes your excellence. Drinking and smoking depletes your excellence. You can't fix that up. People that smoke stink. People that drink a lot stink. Okay, but listen, get into this healthy eating. And it's the way you're supposed to eat, my people. I told this brother about what I was doing when back home, just eating one big plate of vegetables a day in the evening after work. Because he was asking me, how you losing weight, man? You look good. And so I told him. A few weeks later, I noticed he was losing weight. And I said, brother, you losing weight? What are you doing? He said, brother, I'm doing what you told me to do. Yeah, we both started laughing and everything. That brother gave his clothes away because he had lost that much weight. And he wasn't that fat. He really wasn't fat. He was stocky. So he gave his clothes to his kin, so on and so forth. And so he was happy. That's what I'm about, making people happy. So you're going to be happy if you just do what I'm telling you. God bless you, my people. Thank you.